Hello, 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 everybody. This is Felicia here, and I am back doing a video for the Cut Cardstock design team. And I am using this burgundy cardstock, and it is the burgundy cardstock that is in the shop. And my attempt here is to make a a masculine card, or a card for Father's Day, I should say. So that's what I'm using right now, and it is the cut cardstock in color of burgundy. Yes, sir, rebobs. So as you can see, I already scored everything. I'm putting little holes in the top part of here that I folded down. Now this is going to be the collar of the card, and I'm going to be putting these little tiny little brads on there to serve as the buttons. So I thought that would be a great idea to do. So it took me a minute to do that, so we had to kind of skip over that a little bit, but it's done. And so now what I'm going to do is I am taking, and you can't see what I'm doing right now, so I apologize for that, but I am taking some of the glue Zots, and they're the really gummy kind, and I'm putting that down to keep the collar down. That is the only way I can do that with the brad attached to it. So I'm going to be doing both sides here, and I'm smashing it down so it can stay down. And I had a little trouble with the one there on the right side there. If it's facing you, it was kind of crazy because it wouldn't stick for some reason. So I eventually had to re-stick it later on. So now I'm going to be gluing this white solid cardstock inside, and this is going to serve as the inside of the card, and also as the shirt. As you can see, it's kind of cool because it's kind of a different kind of a card there. So and it's made for a Father's Day card, and so I'm going to be giving that to my dad, of course. And right now I am putting down a strip here, and the whole point of this card is to try to come up with a card that would fit be fit for a dad. Now, don't get me wrong, he likes flowers and things like that, but I would not put that on his card. All right, so I got this strip there, and what I did was I pre-made this little tag myself, and I poked the holes in it and everything because I'm going to be threading some burlap twine through those holes. And right now I'm going to be stamping on the front of this tag here, and it's excuse me, the stamp, it says "You're my hero," and so that is what's going on here, and I'm using the VersaFine ink to do that with. So this card is made, like I said, for my dad, and it was a little challenging for me because, like I said, I don't make a whole lot of cards on my channel. So this is like the second card that I have made on my channel. And so I'm going, oh no. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. So that was me testing it out there, making sure that I inked it properly. And sometimes even if I do ink it properly, it's still, for some reason, I don't know. And it's not a new stamp, by the way. I've used this stamp before, and sometimes you just don't get a clear, crisp image. So I did stamp it down there really good, and I smashed it good, and I still had some areas. And so what I did was I grabbed one of my really black markers, and I filled in the area at the top there for the E. And I did it very, very carefully. Even though it looks like I did it super fast, I still did it very carefully, so you couldn't even tell. So now that I've done that, and now I'm taking the burlap twine and I'm cutting it off. So I'm going to be threading it through the hole there on one side, and I'm going to double back through it so it can give it kind of like a double string look to it. And then, a double strand look to it. And so I did that, and then I cut off the excess. And I'm going to also do it for the other side as well. And I'm using the twine that I cut, the extra twine that I came off the other end, and I'm going to be putting it through the hole there. So as I'm doing that, I am thinking to myself, oh my goodness, how am I going to get this through this little tiny hole? But I managed to do it anyway. I pulled it through, and it did really well. And there you have it. So now I have the twine on both sides. So to hold those down, I'm going to be using some Scotch tape just to hold those down, because they're not going to go through the card. They're going to look as though they are going through the card, and that's what you can do. So it's just pretty much like a faux thing. It looks like it's going through the card, but it really isn't. And I'm doing both sides there to keep those secured there on the back there. So there you have it. So now that I've got that done, I am going to take this strip and go ahead and put that down now. And it's going right there. It looks like a pretty cool shirt there that I have, but I decided that I would do the tie there and everything. So it's pretty much like for some reason I just felt that it would be a cool thing to do, the tie. So there I am trying to measure out what I'm going to do with that. So now I stamped this tie, making sure it's straight. Of course, you know, I got issues with making sure things are straight. So, and if you haven't been on my channel, you know I'm the queen of Cricut. I say that all the time. So I got to make sure and double check that I get it all straight and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm inking that up as well, and it's going to come out to be a solid black. And I get that down on some white solid paper there, and so that way I can go ahead and fussy cut this tie out. This is not the first time I've used this stamp set. I've used it many times over. This is the first time I'm actually doing it on the camera, and I'm making the cutting it close enough as possible with just a tiny little bit of a white border, just a tiny bit. So there you have see me doing that right now. But I usually give Mother's Day cards and Father's Day cards every year. So this helps me make sure that I don't forget, of course. And now I'm putting that tie on there. And I'm trying to make sure that it's straight. Is it going to be straight? Yep, it's going to work. So now I go to my pop-up dots. Did I say darts? Pop-up dots, and I'm going to be putting those on to raise the tie up on the layout there. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm putting quite a few down, as you can see, and I'm doing this relatively quickly because I wanted to get this done. And so now that they're done on there really good, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to put this down. Now, if you're interested in making a masculine card or anything like that, just remember to use some colors, like darker colors, and in like this burgundy, and then there's also like a royal blue, and there's also like grays and things like that. So I know we most of the time when we make our cards, it's usually not so they're more a little bit more, you know, like summer, springy, feminine sometimes. So we can also do that and use the darker colors to make it more masculine. So right now I'm putting down some of those really sticky glue dots. Oh my gosh. And these are the 3D ones, and they are thick and they are sticky. So my nail keeps getting stuck to them as I'm putting them down, and I'm trying to get them down without having that happen. That time my finger got stuck to it. So I put that down. It's good for fingerprints, huh? It leaves your fingerprint on there once you get it on there. All right, so now I got that down, and I'm making sure that collar. So I had to put another piece on there because, like I said, that one side just wasn't working. And I don't know what that was all about. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue it on the side. So this card is pretty much done. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And be sure to go to the Cut Cardstock shop so that you can get your own cardstock. Thank you guys so much for watching. And have a great and wonderful, wonderful scrappy week. Bye-bye.